Okay, this is part 4 of lesson 5.3. Now we're going to take the elimination method and we're going to apply it to word problems, okay? Which means we're going to come up with two different equations from a word problem. Those two equations will probably have aspects of them that are not equivalent to each other, but we can make them equivalent and then we can find a way to get rid of a variable, whether that's x or y, and then solve for the other variable, and then we can use some, we can then plug our answers into an equation and find our answers. So it says the Ride family is bringing 12 packages of cheese to the neighborhood picnic. Sliced cheese costs $2.75 per package. Cheese cubes cost $2.25 per package. If the Ride family spent $31 on cheese, then how many packages of each type of cheese did the Ride family buy? So let's set up some of our variables. Okay, so we're going to let the sliced cheese equal x, and cubes are going to equal y. And what do we know about these two? Well, we know that the number of x and y's that they have equals 12 packages. So that's one of our equations. The other equation is how much it all costs. So sliced cheese is $2.75 per package. That means we've got $2.75 times x plus the cube cheese, which is $2.25 per package y, and that equaled $31. We can now take these two equations and eliminate one of these variables using the elimination method and solve for the other variable. Well, if we look, none of these have the same coefficients in front of them, and also none of them have the same signs in front of them. So what we need to do is find a way to make them equivalent to each other. One way we can do this, or that I'm going to do this, I'm going to multiply this by negative 2.75x. By doing that, we'll be able to eliminate the x's and we'll be able to solve for y. So I'm going to multiply that by negative 2.75. So now if I do that, I'm going to have negative 2.75x minus 2.75y, and that will equal negative 2.75 times 12 is negative 33. And then I can take our other equation, 2.75x, those will cancel, plus 2.25y is equal to 31. All right, we can solve that. We're going to get negative 0.5y is equal to negative 2. Divide by 0.5 on each side. Y is going to equal 4. So we know that the Ride family bought 4 packages of cube cheese. And we know that x plus y equals 12. So we've got x plus 4 equals 12. X is going to equal 8. And if we were doing this on a graph, our coordinates would be 8 and 4. They bought 8 packages of sliced cheese, 4 packages of cube cheese. Okay, let's look at one more. Jacob's family bought 4 adult tickets and 2 student tickets to the school play for $70. Tatiana's family bought 3 adult tickets and 3 student tickets for $63. Write a system of equations where A is the cost of an adult ticket and S is the cost of a student ticket. Okay, so we know A equals an adult ticket, S equals a student. We can come up with 2 equations, okay? We know that Jacob's family bought 4 adult tickets, 4x, plus 2 student tickets, 2y, and that totaled $70. Tatiana's family bought 3 adult tickets and 3 student tickets, and that equaled $63. So now we need to find some way to get these to be numbers that will get one of these variables to cancel out. I'm going to go with the 2 and the 3 here because the lowest common multiple is 6 versus the 4 and the 3, their lowest common multiple is 12. So I'd rather work with smaller numbers. That's always preferable. So what I can do is I can take this one. I'm going to multiply it by -3. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to multiply it by just 2. That way this will become a negative and we're going to be able to get rid of some variables. So we're going to have negative 12x minus 6y equals negative 210 over 6x plus 6y, and that's going to be equal to 126. All right, I can simplify this down. The y's are going to cancel. I'm going to end up with negative 6x is equal to negative 84. If I divide negative 84 by 6, I get x is equal to 14. So we now know that an adult ticket costs $14. Well, how much is a student ticket? Let's just plug one of those values. Let's plug that 14 into one of the original equations. I'm going to put it into the 3x plus 3y equals 63. So we've got 3 times 14 plus 3y equals $63. So we get 42 plus 3y equals 63. Subtract 42 from each side. 3y equals 21. So y equals $7. And if we were to make these coordinates, we'd have $14 and $7 for the two tickets. 14 for an adult ticket, $7 for a student ticket. And that's how we can use the elimination method to help solve a word problem.